Welcome to this exercise on how to calculate binomial coefficients. Here we have the following two binomial coefficients we should calculate: 6/5 and 8/3. So if we start with the first, 6/5, the formula for binomial coefficient is the factorial of the top one divided by the factorial of the bottom one times factorial of top minus bottom value. So here 6 factorial divided by 5 factorial times, in parentheses, 6 minus 5 factorial, which is just 1 factorial. Factorial means I'm going to multiply up all the numbers from 1 to this value. So here 6 factorial is all the numbers from 1 to 6 multiplied up. So 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 times 5 times 6. And it looks like this. Here I have 1 factorial, that's just all the numbers from 1 to 1 multiplied up, which is just 1. Well, theoretically I could just cross out everything from 1 to 5, which would directly give me a result of 6. But here I'm going to just calculate the values, giving me 720 divided by 120. This shows me that I can get large values relatively fast. We're going to see it even with slightly larger values in the next slide. So this is a good point to mention that if you have to calculate a binomial coefficient, this is not necessarily the best and easiest way to go by. That's why at this point you would resort to your calculator, and most of the calculators have an NCR button. The NCR button actually does calculate your binomial coefficient in a much easier way, and you use it in the following form. Start with top one, so 6, NCR button, 5. This will also then give you the same result of 6 as our calculation here, but can also cope with larger numbers, like having 30/5, for example. That at this point, usually your calculator will just give up trying to calculate 60 or 30 factorial. Well, this, however, was only first part of this exercise. Now, second part B, we have 8/3. So we do the same formula, 8 factorial divided by 3 factorial, then 8 minus 3 factorial, so 5 factorial. Factorials here, all the numbers from 1 to 8 are multiplied up, all the numbers from 1 to 3. This is 5, so all the numbers from 1 to 5 are multiplied up. Again, theoretically, I could shorten a little bit, but just for illustrative purposes, I'm going to calculate this, showing you that even with 8 factorial, I'm already at 40,320. So the factorials really get large very fast. That's another argument in favor of what I mentioned before. If you want to use or have to use binomial coefficients, want to calculate them, either if you have to do work with this function, try to cross out as much as possible. So make the numbers a little bit smaller this way, or directly use the NCR button of your calculator to get the final result of the calculation. Well, so much for this exercise. Bring me to the end. I just have to say goodbye and see you next time.